Hey, and welcome to the Creative Marketing Show. I'm your host, Angela S. Joyon. This is the podcast for ambitious women in business looking to cut the BS, stop dancing for likes, and learn to create honest and genuine marketing strategies that don't cause burnout and overwhelm. Have a question about content creation, social media, or maybe you're looking for more clarity on how to take your business to the next level. This is the show that brings the answers to your questions each and every week. Today, I'm going to share a little story. I was thinking about this when I was making my son's lunch. And the way it goes is sometimes, with kids, if you've got children and they like something for a while and then a couple weeks later, I don't like that anymore. And you're like, what? You love turkey sandwiches. What? You love mac and cheese. What are you talking about? And I get it, with kids, they're going through the motions. Sometimes they do like it, but they're just trying to assert themselves for whatever reason. I'm not going into a parenting talk today or ever probably. But what I noticed was with my son in particular, for the longest time, he loves everything. Like this kid can eat. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when he's a teenager, like the milk bags and the meat, everything. It's going to be expansive, but I'm going to be getting my good return with my Costco membership. That's for sure. So, I was making his lunch, and side note, if you're like me and you love making your kids lunch, woohoo. I know a lot of people don't enjoy making their kids lunch. I love it. I think it's so exciting trying to plan out new things. I love when he comes home and it's empty. I'm like, oh, I know what you ate today and it was good. And I put in all the good stuff and healthy things. And anyway, I really do love it. So at his school, and I'm sure, again, if you have kids, they do these fun lunch days. Now, when I was growing up, I think it was hot dog day, which was awesome. Obviously, pizza day. And oh man, I remember there was like 2 years where they had McDonald's Day and then it like disappeared. But do you remember McDonald's Day? And it was like the McDonald's where you got the cookies. Oh, those McDonald's cookies, bring them back. # bring back the McDonald's cookie. Anyway, so we participate in Pizza Day. Fridays, Pizza Day, great. I put in some snacks, a juice box, some fruit, some veggies. He gets his pizza. But now, for whatever reason, there's a day every single day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There is a combination of like Mediterranean, Subway, Pasta Day, Burger Day, and Pizza Day. So there's a lot of days. Now, I love making his lunch. So I'm like, we're not going to participate in all those days. Also, that would be like $40 a week. Just for the lunch, like the main, no, you don't get a main dish in your lunch. You get lunch. So we do the pizza day, but he was asking for whatever reason, he likes Subway. And anytime that like handful of times we've gone to Subway, we like to go to Subway, we pick it up and we go to the beach and have our picnic. That's kind of something we like to do in the summer. But every time we go to Subway, do you know what he orders? He orders a slice of ham and a piece of cheese. None of the lettuce, none of the mayo, mustard, pickle. No. Ham and cheese. Simple. Easy peasy. I'm okay with that when it's a treat. But am I going to spend $8 to have that on a Tuesday lunch at school? No. Because $8, I can go get a really nice loaf of bread, some cheese, and some ham and save me some money. So no, I'm not going to do it. But here's the point of where I'm kind of going with this. I knew how much he wanted it. And so one morning I had some nice bread, we had some ham, and we had some cheese. And so if I put it in his lunch and it came back and I'm like, love, why didn't you eat your sandwich? Oh, I don't like it anymore. And if you know, it's like, are you serious? Like you just didn't eat your lunch? Like, come on, buddy. Like you ate this like last week. What's up? It's the same stuff from Subway, for crying out loud. Jeez. So I really pondered this because, and it got me thinking, obviously, me in terms of like marketing strategy and working with clients and creating content, that there was this little like ding, aha moment of, I wonder how I can take something that I know he doesn't hate. Like, this is not like he's allergic or he like disdains this. He had a bad experience with it. I thought maybe we just need to present this in a new way. And so hear me out. You're going to connect the dots here. So what I did, I had some parchment paper, just the brown parchment paper, and I laid it out. And I laid out a nice tortilla wrap, and I put in some cheese, and I put in some ham, and I wrapped it up very similar to the way they do at Subway. And on Subway day that week at school, I put this in his lunch bag. And I took it a step further. I got out a marker, and I wrote on the parchment paper, Subway. I even did the little arrows on the S and the Y. And so I'm thinking, I'm the hilarious mom. I'm so cool. So I put it in his lunch, and I was just so excited. I actually shared it in my stories, and it was overwhelming the amount of people, mostly moms, who were like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I'm like, right? Sometimes we just got to think outside of the box. So let me ask you, what do you think his reaction was? How do you think he reacted? Well, I'm going to tell you. He freaking loved it. He thought it was hilarious. He thought it was so cool. And so now he's eating ham and cheese sandwiches, the same ones that he left. There was like multiple days where he would come home with it and wouldn't eat it. And I'm like, buddy, like we got to stop wasting food. What's up? Same exact piece of food, packaged just a little bit differently. A little switcheroo. The same thing, packaged differently. Why do I share this? If you're connecting the dots, you know where I'm going with this. And that is sometimes with our offers, it could be the same offer over and over and over again. Maybe sometimes our offers feel a little dry to us because we're offering it all the time. We're talking about it all the time. Maybe we're having a little bit of trouble onboarding and selling that offer, booking that offer, booking those services, selling that product. So I want you to ponder this. Where in your business can you maybe have the same thing, not always trying to change your offers? And trust me, I've been there. I have done that. I have gone up and down and try to give everybody what they want. But if what I've learned is to stay consistent with your messaging, but how can we package it a little bit differently so that someone can consume it or it connects better or it resonates? And so that's the kind of challenge that I want you to think about is if you're in a place and you're trying to promote or sell your offers, maybe you're using social media, maybe it's your email marketing, maybe it's your paid ads, and it's not churning over, you're not seeing the ROI, you're not seeing any conversions, where is it that you could maybe repackage your offer somewhat new? And it might take you a few tries. But it's so interesting that the exact same sandwich that kept coming home in his lunch bag, and all of a sudden, just a little bit of packaging and making it a little bit clever, a little bit of creativity, a little bit of mom magic, and voila, he ate the whole thing and he loved it. And I've been doing every time I do this. So I made it this morning. I was like, okay, I got to share this. I'm seeing the connection here, that this is something worth sharing, as silly as a Subway packed lunch. And now we call it Mom Day. So Finnegan came home, my son Finnegan, and Dad's like, hey, how was your lunch? What did you have for lunch? Because he had already left that morning. And he said, I had Momway. That's what he calls it, Momway instead of Subway. So now I've branded his lunch and it's created something new. So now I don't put Subway anymore. I write on it Momway. Now I'll tell you right now, actually, this would be a good experiment, but I don't want to do it because I want my kid to have his lunch. But I would actually be really interested to know if tomorrow I put the same thing, the ham and cheese and bread, in his lunch in just the regular, Tupperware container, if he'd eat it. I kind of want to try this, but if he doesn't, then I feel like I'm such a shitty mom and then he didn't have lunch because I wanted to experiment. So I don't think I'm going to do that. But I guarantee you, if I did, if he didn't eat it, that's one thing that would suck. But he would probably call me out on it. So just something to think about of how can we get a little creative, maybe present our offers in a new and fresh way. That's going to connect a little bit better. That's going to get that, that add to cart or that book now. How can we do that? So this is the stuff that I love chatting about. When I say, I love coming up with ideas. If you've been following along on social or you've been to my website, I've referred to it a few times. In a previous life, I feel like I could have been a Steven Spielberg, like the director. All these ideas, and I can see how we piece it through. And so if you're struggling with that, I have this community, the Creative Marketing Membership. So you can join there. I am going to throw that in here because this is the stuff that I love to talk about and help my members with and clients with, of how can we think outside the box, get a little bit more creative, and start presenting our offers in a new way. So you can check that out at creativemarketingshow.com. You can head over to angelasdoyon.com, or just check the show notes and click anything, or check me out on Instagram. I do like to hang out there, angela.s.doyon, or Creative Marketing Show on Instagram. That's where you're going to get connected. And so if you have any questions about this, I'd be really interested to hear what you think in terms of how to kind of get a little bit more creative. And if you want a little bit more access to myself and some ideas and a great community that can also lend their support, that's what it's all about, not just listening to me talk. Would love to have you in the membership, because we meet every month. We love chatting in our Q&As, and we get lots of questions, but otherwise we get a lot of good conversations. So that is all there for you. Start thinking about how you can better package, present your offers, your products in a new way. And if you have some ideas, send me a DM. I'd love to hear what you're working on. Thank you for tuning in. If this episode has made you hungry, it's not sponsored by Subway. This episode of the Creative Marketing Show is brought to you by Momway, because I'm not spending $8 on a sandwich my kid probably won't even eat all. Thanks for tuning in.